All right, so I'm here with Pete DeMar and Dan McMenamin to talk about the IOVR process and other stuff that battery research and testing does, and whatever else Dan McMenamin would like to contribute to this. So, Pete, we'll start out with some pretty broad questions. Could you tell us and the people watching what a little bit about the IOVR process and why that name?
Okay.
And in fact, what does that even stand for? I mean, for me, I don't even know.
Well, it tastes like chicken.
Okay.
And
So does
what
that
it stands for is internal ohmic value recovery. The reason we named it that, when we started trying to recover batteries in 1994 for United Telephone, 94 and 95, we just added water. And it was the same time GMB was doing their FAR program, where they were going and putting bulk water in. We were doing pre and post capacity testing for United Telephone, and we'd go and test a string, and it would fail. And back then, I think it was 4, 5, 6 years old, it was failed, you know. And then GMB would come in and do their FAR program. Then United had us come back and test it again, looking for recovery.
Right.
There was always recovery. The thing was, we were also using impedance, and we'd see there'd be all different values in a string because they hadn't dried out the same. GMB called it compression, we call it dry out, or lack of compression. So we said, hey, Asa Waters, who was had that program up, can we experiment? Can we try adding a little bit more water? Can we go back and do this, or start with a brand new string that you haven't done this to? Can we experiment? And he was all for it. So that's when we first started adding different amounts of water to the same size cell in a string. And this particular model cell in this string does not age out or dry out or change as one on another string. Even in the same room. This is what always got me to think was easy. And what GMB was doing, obviously, bless them, they were trying to take care of their customers. They'd go in and that size cell got this many ounces. That model cell got that many ounces. Didn't care what the internals were telling you, but it did it. You know, they were trying to do what they would. And as I said, I did my first professional paper ever in 1997 at BatCon, and said, yeah, we helped, but it wasn't a long-term answer. But we then, later on, we never stopped, but along came Philadelphia Scientific and C&D with the catalyst.
Yeah.
Once I proved to myself, and I was reading all the papers I could from Intelec and anywhere that were explaining this process, because as everybody knows, PCL, premature capacity loss, is not just an American problem, it was a worldwide problem.
Oh yeah, everybody had it.
Anybody had an AGM VRLA battery had the problem whether you knew it or not.
Right. And they were a 10-year battery with a 4-year life and a 20-year warranty.
Yeah,
so,
good enough. That's and as we all knew, you could have a perfect voltage. You could be in a perfect environment. And you throw it on load and have it be perfectly crap.
Right.
And so as we kept experimenting, the catalyst come along, what we noticed, we said, geez, the very first thing you see happen is, and we happened to be using impedance at that time, is the internal, and with internal ohmics in the IEEE, it's resistance, conductance, or impedance. Depends on which technology. And we would see that change immediately. When I say immediately, if we were doing a battery string right here now, we went and had a cup of coffee and came back, maybe not quite that fast, but darn close, the ohmics improves. You still haven't addressed the issue of the negative polarization issue, but you've made better contact inside. So we named it IOVR, and all that stands for is the internal ohmic value recovery, you know, and because that's what you'd see. And then we trademarked that. Then we found out by accident, by experiment at the shop, that these ones that we gave like real high rate charges that you couldn't do online, nobody's equipment will tolerate. We were able to get better recovery. And then we went and when Philadelphia Scientific first came out with the catalyst for C&D, and C&D's catalyst really is Philadelphia Scientific's. I went to them and we created a relationship. We're an aftermarket. They'd like every battery manufacturer to have a catalyst in it, and it would be a benefit. And we were out in the aftermarket trying to say, let me fix your cell. Let me fix your batteries. And again, all batteries don't dry out the same. Different brands are different. The exact same model. It's just amazing.